because we need to talk about this Jey USO hate. And I know a lot of you guys are trying to reach out to me. You guys can follow my Instagram at Chrissy Talks Wrestling. All of my social media handles is Chrissy Talks Wrestling. So let's get into all of this Jey USO hate. So before I get started, I was peeping around looking at the online reaction to Jey USO losing. And I will say, you have a lot of people that are happy that Jey did not go over on Punk. But at the same time, I still was seeing that some people kind of felt bad for Jey, because of the online hate. I guess in wrestling terms, you could say the fans are turning on him, which I don't really think it's happening. But Wrestlelamia went kind of into detail on why Jey USO lost. So I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to link the full video down below. You guys can head over to Wrestlemania's channel and watch the whole video if you want. But I wanted to address this specific part in the video. So let's take a look.
Saturday night's main event is over and there's a new World Heavyweight Champion. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the real reasons why CM Punk won the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday night's main event. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. As CM Punk defeated main event Jey USO in a rare babyface versus babyface match that was a showcase for both wrestlers and that featured a clean finish. However, why did WWE opt to put the title on Punk rather than Jey USO? Well, number one, it's probably the obvious one, there's too much heat on Jey USO. And there's many reasons for why Punk captured the title, but why did Jey USO come up short? Well, the reality is that WWE's decision to give Jey a shot at the title was not well received by WWE fans at all, including LA Knight fans who hoped to see Knight finally secure a world title win, and Bron Breakker fans who thought this was the right time to give at least Breakker a world title shot. Now, whilst it's ridiculous to say that Jey USO is no longer popular, that doesn't mean fans want to see him in the world title picture right now. In fact, the hijacking over on WWE's YouTube channel showed that the dislikes heavily outweighed the likes, and anything involving Jey USO and the world title has just been bombarded as the most disliked videos on WWE's YouTube channel for 2025. Now, Jey's first reign was a pleasant surprise, if not a well-booked one, and it's easy to imagine him competing for a world title again. It's just that right now isn't the best time, and WWE needs to find a different role for him.
After watching that video, this is why I wanted to kind of touch on it a little bit, because Jey is in a tough spot right now. He's in the toughest spot. I felt really bad for him. He gave it his all and it just wasn't enough. I do feel like WWE played it safe. They went with the safer choice in Punk. This to me is a perfect reason for Crash Out Jey to start. And I don't know if this is what they were always going after, basically giving him a reason to officially crash out. Because I feel like Jey on some just fuck it. Fuck the fans. Fuck anybody that don't believe in me type. Because now I'm going to have to show you better than I could tell you. And I'm here for that. Because I feel like for us to be riding with Jey, we got Jey to the place that he is now. I don't know if people even remember Jey Uso's rise when he left the bloodline, when he came back to Raw. He didn't have the yeet. He didn't have the main event. He coming out in army pants and a tee, all of this. He wasn't there yet. We was riding with him because at that time, I don't know if people even remember, we wanted Jey to beat Roman. We wanted him to be the guy to dethrone Roman. And it is so surprisingly that in the year of 2025, now you got people clamoring for Jey Uso to lose. This shit is crazy. You cannot make this up. This is why Drew keeps telling Cody the fans are going to turn on you, because they are. I will not hop on no Jey Uso hate train. Anybody who knows me in my life personally know that I am a main event Jey Uso fan. Always will be. I can't wait for him to turn heel and really do his crash out shit, because WWE chose to go with the safer option in Punk. They didn't want to pull the upset, but the upset would have further pushed Jey's story, if you ask me. Punk really has no story without Seth. Now they're going to have to make a story, and I'm assuming Punk is going to go right back to being involved with the Vision. People want Bron Breakker and LA Knight over Jey Uso, and that baffles me. Bron Breakker is not ready. Just because he was walking around with sunglasses and had the title over his shoulder don't mean anything. Aesthetically, it looked great. But if you really break down Braun Breaker's performance and where he is, he's all right. Like, I can see it. This man cannot talk on the mic. WWE wrestling is always 20%. Your character and how you present yourself with the audience. If you can get the audience to like you, that's your 80%. It's a lot of great guys who have been fired from WWE, who have been in and out and are great wrestlers. Your wrestling is only 20%. So I do believe that Braun Breaker, to me, his 20% is he's a great wrestler, but he's lacking in the other 80%. LA Knight is not lacking in that 80%. LA Knight is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. LA Knight's wrestling is like 20%. He ain't super technical. He ain't going out there doing submissions and all of these type of moves that they want these wrestlers to do. LA Knight to me does the same thing that the fans accuse Jey USO of doing, which is his same moves. LA Knight don't have a arsenal of moves. A lot of these wrestlers come out and do the same thing. I don't know if people understand that. They do the same thing. LA Knight has the whole picture. He is the whole picture. That's why people want LA Knight to win. But what is happening to Jey is going to happen to LA Knight. People are going to start nitpicking at his performance. Once you get to the top, people start nitpicking at everything. And that's what they did to Jey. When you go back and watch the CM Punk and Jey Uso's match last night, the crowd was just not 100% pro Punk. The crowd was divided. I don't even know if people even peeped that. Punk was getting booed at a point too in the match when he was doing certain things against Jey. Because all of this hate does not translate into the stadiums. And this is what kind of made me upset when they didn't put the belt on Jey, because you guys are worried about online backlash when it's not going to translate to the stadium. That is crazy. This is why I say they played it safe. They played it safe with putting the belt on Punk because they didn't want to deal with any more online backlash that they have. And to me, this is why I say I am almost 1,000% sure if Vince was still in charge and this Saturday night main event card was happening, I stand on Vince would have put Jey over on Punk. Vince thrived for controversy. He didn't give a damn about what anybody say about any decision that he makes, and he drowns out the noise. And what's the number one thing Vince used to always say? Is it going to make me money? Jey Uso, Roman, the bloodline, anything pertaining in the bloodline atmosphere is fucking money. And Vince is going to print that money. CM Punk would not have mattered. Whatever the fans was going to say would not have mattered. This is why Vince is regarded as the booker that he is, because maybe you don't see it in the moment, but you see it later. Vince was heavy on upsets in his day. This is why the commentators used to say, oh, it's an upset. Yeah. I'm not going to go out there and just give you everything that's predictable. Let's kind of shake it up a little bit. And creative right now, they played it safe. They put it on Punk. And, I don't know if this is going to lead Jey to his crash out. But like I said, I'm here for it if he is going to crash out. And I also think that, LA Knight and Braun Breaker will get their time. But I still think it is way too early for Braun Breaker to beat CM Punk. It's early for Braun Breaker to beat Roman Reigns. Because I feel like this. If you're going to do it for them, you might as well do it for everybody else. If you're going to have Braun Breaker and CM Punk even standing across from each other, why isn't Carmelo standing across from Cody Rhodes? If you're going to have Braun Breaker on Raw on Netflix getting ready to get into a feud with CM Punk, why in the hell is Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown wrestling CD people? Carmelo should be in a feud with Cody if that's the case. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Why do you have Ilya Dragunov in the United States picture? Why don't you have Ilya Dragunov facing off against Drew McIntyre or your Randy Ortons or whatever you want to call it when you're giving these opportunities to your Bronson Reeds and your Braun Breakers, but you're not giving it to Carmelo. You're not giving it to Trick. Like, let's be real here. And I'm not trying to make it about race. I'm really not. The only thing that I'm saying is that they are picking and choosing who they want to fast track. Jey did not get fast tracked to the main event. He earned his spot. Like I said a little bit earlier in my video, we seen where Jey came from. He transitioned into his main event Jey Uso moniker with his yeet, with his catchphrases. He transformed into that. He wasn't just giving it. He was transformed into that. But when you look at Braun Breaker, they're giving it to him. They're giving it to him. If CM Punk is not going to be in a feud with Seth, then the Vision is second best. Because who is he going to get in it? Like, who is he going to feud with? So I would not be surprised if you have Braun Breaker challenging CM Punk for that title. But you got Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown wrestling one half of Pretty Deadly. But I guess that's okay, right? I guess that's okay because Braun Breaker can spear and run fast and bark like a dog. He's deserving of getting a World Heavyweight title shot. And Jey Uso is not. This is the time that we in. You can't make this shit up, man. You cannot make this shit up. And this is why Drew has been telling Cody the fans are going to turn on you. Because look, they're doing it with Jey Uso. I feel bad for Jey. Like, this is a guy, and people are not noticing Jey has not even been injured. Jey been pushing. Jey been working his ass off. So maybe because how he wrestles, it keeps him off that injury list. Because since Jey has left the bloodline, when that started up until now, Jey Uso has been fucking consistent. This man has not been injured. This man has damn near been at every Raw. He does everything. You can put the ball on him and trust that he can carry the show. Unlike Seth Rollins, who every time you give him something, this man gets injured. And I love Seth, but I got to call it like I see it. I got to call it down the line. Every single time Seth is entered into a main event storyline, he gets injured. Jey Uso does not. But yet, all these people have all this stuff to say about him. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will check you guys later. Toodles.